Welcome to the studio, Dr. Darshan. I hope
Yeah,
you're
thank
doing
you, ma'am.
well.
Yeah, I'm fine, ma'am.
So, to introduce Dr. Darshan, he has a master's degree in animal molecular genetics, and he has 15 years of experience. And he's working as a veterinary surgeon in the Animal Husbandry Department, Govt of Karnataka. He has worked as a research associate on a survey that was based for conservation of the Hallikar cattle. This is the native
Yes,
breed of Karnataka. So,
yeah,
welcome to Cowism, and thank you for sparing your time to talk to us today.
yes, ma'am. And
Ji, would you like to add
uh,
something to your
we have,
introduction?
yeah, I have completed my doctorate in animal genetics and breeding also. So it's topic on molecular genetic studies on casein genes in different breeds of buffaloes in Karnataka, South Kendra, Murra, and Surti. These are the three important breeds prevalent in India and also especially in Karnataka region. So I studied the especially on the casein genes, which is responsible for like alpha S1, S2, and beta, and there are four types of casein genes. In that alpha S1, S2, and kappa and beta genes. So this is been linked with digestibility of the milk in case of human beings. So I have studied that variation in three breeds of buffaloes like Murra and Surti and South Kendra, which is especially famous in case of Dakshina Kannada district, where buffaloes are used for Kambala, that is the buffalo racing this thing. So in that region, the South Kendra buffaloes are more. So I have studied the casein genes. So in that, alpha S2 casein is more prevalent in case of buffaloes, and what you call S2 alpha S2 case engine in that BB variant, which is directly related with the digestibility with the human beings. So even in now there is a lot of discussion on S2 variant in case of casein genes in case of cows, where S2 gene is more in our Desi cows. So today's my topic is majorly on animal genetics and breeding. So when I joined service as a veterinary surgeon in case of animal husbandry, Government of Karnataka, so everyone was telling me that the importance of animal genetic is not so important in case of animal husbandry, where treatment and management aspects is the more important. So after working for 15 years in case of field in in field conditions, so what I felt was the first and foremost thing is the animal genetics. The genetics plays a major role in anything like any animal population, even in case of animals also, even in case of human beings also. So how it is more important? So the first and foremost topic is on genetics, how it plays major role in case of animal husbandry. So whatever the like in genetics we consider animal this thing as a population where there is a equal number of males and females should be there, like whenever there is a heritability for anything, for disease resistance, heritability like disease resistance, milk yield, the properties of the milk, everything is governed by the genes. Okay, so even for the for any emergence of the diseases, the genes are directly correlated. So my view is like whatever the in the field conditions, whatever the disease we are seeing today, like for example mastitis is the inflammation of the mammary gland. It is the most prevalent disease in the field conditions. So why there is a such more number of mastitis case in case of field conditions? So it's mainly because like equal number of male and female should be there to get a genetic variation in the population. Like there should be a more number of males and more number of females. So when there is a admixture of like permutation and combination of male and female genes with different genetic variations, we can see the that variation in the field conditions, like in the population. For example, nature plays a major role in expression of any genes. Our like basic rule in case of genetics is any phenotypic trait, that is the expression of any trait, like example milk yield, body weight and body color, and also the height of the animal, weight of the animal, disease resistance of the animals. All these traits were governed by the genes. Okay, so nature plays a major role in case of expression of any genes. For example, in our genetic terms, it is phenotype is equal to genotype plus the environment. So genotype plays a 50% role, and also environment plays a 50% role in expression of any of the phenotypic traits. So for example, today what we are seeing is Desi cows. For example, Desi cows. Desi cows is a genotype. So this genotype has been selected for many centuries. For example, thousands of years before, our forefathers have selected the genotype which is suitable for our particular environment. So while expression of the phenotype is mainly depends on the genotype plus the environment. So environment we cannot alter, like any temperature or variations in the temperature, or any feed conditions like our locally grown feeds, fodder, and also the green grass, whatever we grow in our agroclimatic region, it cannot be changed. For example, we cannot grow wheat in case of south of Karnataka, where we grow only ragi and huruli and rest of the these things. So wheat is not a major agriculture byproduct we can see in case of south of our Karnataka. South of Karnataka, wherever the Kaveri rivers flows, there is the all agriculture farmers are growing ragi and paddy, and also the huruli. What we call, that is around 3.5 months uh, this agriculture project. So in this ragi, after extracting the ragi, the farmer used to feed the ragi straw, and also huruli, like they were extracting the huruli and they are going to give the that wastage straw for the animals. And that is the environment, that is the food, the temperature, and whatever the agroclimatic variations we can see is the environment. And the genotype is the animal. Genotype is animal means our Hallikar cow. Okay, in the south of Karnataka, like Hallikar cows, and also the Kangyam in the Tamil Nadu, and also when we go towards the northern parts of Karnataka, we can see Kilari, Devni, and also the Krishnavalli regarding the Andhra border. So these are all the breeds we can see in case of our Karnataka. So first one is Devni, Kilari, and Hallikar, and this thing near Chikmagaluru and Birur Port, we can see the Amrit Mahal. When we come to our Tamil Nadu border, we can see the Kangyam. Whereas in case of South Kendra, we can see the Malnad Gidda, and also near Kerala border, we can see the Virtue. So wherever the hilly stations is there, where we can see the dwarf animals. And whereas in case of flat agroclimatic region, we can see Amrit Mahal, Hallikar, and also the Kilari. Why these breeds are evolved? Like breeds means in our term it is genotype. Why this genotype has evolved? That is the height of the animals and weight of the animals, and also the adjustability of the animals to the local agroclimatic region. Adjustability means whatever the agriculture byproducts we are going to get it from the farming community, that agriculture byproducts these animals used to consume and give the milk, or they can be used for the agriculture purpose for drafting, like for using for the cart, or using for the agriculture purpose for plowing the plowing the land and all. So why these animals are evolved from thousands of years, the our forefathers have selected the animals based on their requirements. Like when we go around 200 years back or 300 years back, in our same agroclimatic regions there was no other breeds like Hallikar and Amrit Mahal and also the Malnad Gidda. So those our forefathers also have accessibility to crossbreed those animals with exotic animals or the breeds which are adjacent to our states. For example, our Mysore Maharaja, Krishna Deva Raja Odayar, okay, he was so rich. He would have brought Gir and Kankrej or Tarpakar from the northern parts of our India to Karnataka, and he would have raised the milk yield in his palace. So why he has chosen only Amritmal and Allikar in his palace dairy farm? Because he was also so rich, and so he was the I think he was the most richest person in the our Indian region. So he would have experimented that, like he would have brought all the Gir, Tarpakar and all northern breeds which were yielding more milk yield. He would have brought and he has experimented with his animal population. Why he has not experimented? Because he was so intelligent, and the persons who are guiding him were so intelligent. They know that these breeds like Ahlikar and Amrutmal, they can strive and they can thrive in this agroclimatic region. So, and whatever the agriculture byproducts which were coming from this farming community in his ruling dynasty, so it is the ragi only, and hurli only, and paddy only. So these are all the straws he is going to spare to these animals. So these animals used to digest very well, and used to give milk without any contamination or adulteration. So this was the thumb rule the people used to follow. And what has happened 75 years back, like so I don't know, I have to tell the truth or not, because when the British people invaded our India, so they have seen the our population, human population and also the animal population. They were so healthy, and they were so powerful. So they were in a very shocked position, that how these people can so strong and healthy, they don't consume any medicines, or they don't have any extra caring attitude, but still they can strive in this temperature, and they can do the farming work for 8 hours a day. And these animals can plow the land for almost 8 to 10 hours. How this can be possible? So they have identified that all the whatever the human health or power they are having is mainly because of the cattle they were rearing, and also the agriculture way they are following. So that's why people are so strong, and they can work in the like sunshine for almost 8 hours without any clothes also, like wearing one small dhoti. They used to work for 8 hours in the uh, direct sunlight. Now people have like air condition has come, and even farmers are also accessible to modern facilities. Now people cannot work for 2 to 3 hours in
Earlier
their
farmers
farming
used
land. Ma?
Earlier farmers used to carry
Yeah.
100 kgs of bag on their backs. Even 50 kg bags they used to carry on their backs.
Yeah.
Now they cannot
I
even carry
heard
25 kgs.
20 kgs. How this like human generation interval is almost 60 to 70 years. Whatever the difference we can see in the human population, so we should wait for minimum 50 years. In this 50 years we can see the difference. One generation to another generation, we can see difference only after 50 years in case of human beings. Whereas in case for any experimentation, we'll use rats and mice because their generation interval is very less, so that we can see the difference in their generation interval very soon. Whereas when we want to see a generation interval change in case of human beings, at least we have to wait for 50 years. So in these 50 years, there is a lot of difference in the human health. uh, why? Because the persons who are lifting almost 50 kg bag without any hesitation, and the person who is going to live for 100 years or 110 years, it's very common in the last generation, where people used to live for up to 100 years, and it was very common in every village. And this generation we can see almost like every 50 years we have so many health issues. And I don't want to discuss on those health issues because it is rampant and it's very common. And I don't know, people are also very much adjusted to that this thing, like these health problems, and they don't feel like, okay, it's whenever we visit a hospital they will ask, you do have BP, sugar, whatever the things. It's been very common now. And I don't know, like when the people in the same region, they used to live for 100 years or 110 years without any health issues. How can in one generation this entire there is a change in the health system, the health of the people? From past 15 years,
Yes.
I'm visiting all the households, and I can see many of the age-old people, the age-old ladies or gents. They're around 100 years, one or two, 102 years. And when I ask them their life history and what's their food pattern and all, they used to tell that their food habits is very simple. They used to rear our Desi cows, and whatever the agriculture byproduct they are going to get, they used to feed that agriculture byproducts to those cows. And whatever the milk, like 1 liter or 2 liters or 1.5 liters, whatever the minimum amount of milk they used to get, they used to consume those byproducts with utmost care and it's helping their health also. Even a small villager whose economic background is very less, like many I have seen many farmers who cannot afford to treat the animals now. That is the situation. It has come to mm, our native place, where people now rearing a cow is also become a economically, they should have economic good background to rear the animals also. But previously it was not like that. Even a small farmer with economically lesser background, he used to have at least 2 or 3 cows, which can sustain his nutritional requirement for that family. So now even getting a good nutritional nutrients for that family, it become a luxurious thing. Whatever the people who are economically poorer section, now when the economically poorer sections nutrients was governed by this desi cows like our Hallikar and Amrit Mahal. Same people are rearing the crash breed animals and also exotic animals. Now the treatment charges and their nutritional requirement has gone up, and nowadays they are feeling that it's rearing of animals is become a luxurious for them also. I don't know why this type of scenario has been created. And I know many of the farmers are economically they have improved by rearing our grass-breed animals. But nowadays, while the cost of their food ingredients has gone up, and the cost of milk production is also gone up, and now they're feeling the exact pressure where how to balance the nutrition of the animals and also get a good yield. It's like one joke I has to tell to the farmers, like you have brought a Mercedes Benz car, and you want to run that Mercedes Benz car using the kerosene. Is it possible? uh, so the Mercedes Benz should be maintained with the utmost good quality petrol, and also whatever the spare parts and all, even the treatment also it requires very good medicines. So it cannot be cured with whatever the lower antibiotics we are using previously, because of the high yielding animals we have to treat the animals with good antibiotics also. So it is very costly, and maintaining those animals has become a luxurious things for the farmers also. So that is the actual scenario is now. So the actual previous generation, this thing was only our based on our agroclimatic region. The people used to rear their agroclimatic region used to rear our Desi cows, like our Desi breeds. So in Gujarat, Gir, Dharwad, and also Haryana, we used to have Haryani and also Sahiwal. Whereas in Karnataka, it's Devni, Amrit Mahal, Hallikar, Malnad Gidda, Krishnavali in case of Andhra Pradesh region. So these are all the breeds. It's suitable to our agroclimatic region.